Everyone. My name is Mr. K. Sardonicus. Welcome to my Vault of Horror. This is my first video in this channel. Welcome, everybody. I know all of you have been following me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Welcome. It is so good to finally be here and actually begin this YouTube channel. Tonight, I wanted to do something really fucking special because, you know, I know that The Monkey is coming out, Stephen King's The Monkey, this month, and I'm going to be reviewing that. Stay tuned for that. But I wanted to bring attention to another Stephen King adaptation and its short story, because this is the one movie that introduced me to horror, and then I didn't end up reading the story until years afterwards, and it became one of my favorites, and the book collection itself is my favorite book collection of Stephen King, and this is Night Shift's The Mangler. Now, I know that this movie gets a lot of crap. You know, I understand that it was a ridiculous plot, a ridiculous premise of a creature, but it's just still so much fun. And, you know, it's ridiculous, and the fact that they were able to make, like, an hour and a half, no, not even an hour and a half long, like, maybe 90 minutes of, yeah, that's an hour and a half, duh, but, they were able to make a full movie out of a story that's maybe, like, 4 or 5 pages long, and I can respect that, and, you know, it was one of my all-time favorites growing up. My late father introduced it to me when I was 5 years old. You know, and by that time, you know, I was watching Tales from the Crypt and The X-Files when I was in diapers. So, like, The Mangler was like that one huge horror movie that I remember vividly watching in full and becoming a favorite of mine. And I gotta tell you, like, I'm telling you, the short story is absolutely amazing. It took me a long time to finally get my own physical copy of The Mangler, but, you know, just to explain the premise, it's a simple premise, really. A demonically possessed laundry folding machine, and it's ridiculous, I know, but come on now. Is it any more ridiculous than Stephen King's Dreamcatcher or Christine? Or even the Lawnmower Man? And I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about Stephen King's short story. It's completely different from one another. By every single measurement there is. It's so different. And, like, Stephen King is so good at making the most ordinary things scary. And, of course he didn't, like, The Mangler isn't scary, but it's fun, and it's ridiculous, and I can vibe with that. And, you know, I have so many memories, like, renting it, like, The Mangler on VHS with my father at the video store, like, years ago when I was a kid. And I remember, just loving the movie. I still think it's an underrated Stephen King adaptation, and it was my introduction to Stephen King, Tobe Hooper, and Robert Englund. And Robert Englund is amazing. I share his birthday, June the 6th. And Freddy Krueger happens to be my favorite horror movie villain of all time. So, the fact that I was introduced to him by a Stephen King movie directed by Tobe Hooper in the 90s, and then later in my life, I watched all the Freddy Krueger movies, all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. They're so good. Most of them, anyway. But nonetheless, I hadn't seen or heard of Texas Chainsaw Massacre until after I watched The Mangler. I didn't know about Stephen King's other stuff until I saw The Mangler. And I got to give this movie credit for introducing me to a genre that I've grown to love and now I have a career with. I think this is just a fun flick that, just don't take it seriously. Maybe have a couple of brewskis or smoke a few bowls of ganja and you'll have a good fucking time. I guarantee it. It really is just an underrated gem for me personally. And I know I get that other people don't really like it that much, but people didn't like Maximum Overdrive all that much, but now it's got a cult following. It's like I could just literally go on for hours about how Stephen King, he's made so many different ordinary things scary. So why not a laundry folding machine? I love it. I love it. And I will always fucking defend this movie. And I seriously think that people should give this a watch and give it more of a chance because it is a gem. It is an absolute gem, and I definitely recommend tracking down a DVD copy because it's probably the best way you're going to get a hold of it because there is no Blu-ray release. I will shortly mention the Mangler 2 and the Mangler Reborn. I've seen them both, and they're nowhere near as entertaining as the original film. They were unneeded, just complete disasters of films. And, I will say that those two movies aren't worth watching or going out of your way to buy physically. But this, yes, absolutely. If nothing for just a fun time when you're hanging out with your friends and you're a little inebriated or something like that, and you just need something fun to watch. This is a go-to. This is one of my go-tos. This is a comfort movie for me. So I will always defend this. But anyways, I just wanted to explain my love for this movie. And I absolutely love Stephen King. He's the reason why I'm a writer now. So, baby. Yes. But anyways, I will be seeing you guys next week sometime. I'm going to try and get videos up on this channel maybe twice a week. I don't know what exact days it will be, but once I know my full schedule, I will definitely let y'all know. But this is just the beginning of Mr. K. Sardonicus's Vault of Horror. Because I'm glad I have such a huge fan base now, and I could actually do more on YouTube. And I know that I'm probably not going to be monetized, So, in the near future, there is going to be some merch out, and all that money is going to be going towards getting my book out there, and then I'm going to be sharing my short stories from my books coming out real soon to all of you, and that's just going to be a huge treat. And don't forget that I'm also going to be doing movie reviews, sometimes news, sometimes I might talk about just any kind of horror media that there is. I might even reminisce about some old school like horror stuff that I grew up with. It's gonna be fantastic, and I can't wait to just begin this journey with you guys again. And it's amazing, and I can't say enough to say how much I appreciate you guys. But anyways, that's it for now. And until next time, you guys take care now.